Mr. Man.
I'm trying to drive back. I don't know what Mr. Man means, but I'm trying to drive back
Mr. Man.
from Michigan to Chicago, Naperville.
Okay. So, you know how you like all these different foods and you like trying different
Yeah,
foods?
now I do kind of get it when I was small.
So what did you eat when you were young? Like your parents were vegetarian.
I had milk 3 or 4 times a day.
So now what did you eat though?
Cheese slices and dudu. I swear.
To eat, dude. Let's say you
No.
come back from school and
Cheese slice.
for food.
Yeah, that's what I used to eat.
Okay, so did you eat any aloo parathas? Your mom told me you used
Yeah,
to
like
eat
once a
aloo
week
parathas.
maybe.
Aloo
Lazy
paratha?
Indian parents not making food, like make their own food all the time.
You know your mom's listening.
I don't
She
care.
can hear all this. You know.
So it's true.
So you had aloo paratha. What else did you eat?
That's about it. Maybe
Every day?
Chane, and if we're lucky, we'd get like Little Caesar. We'd make like homemade pizza or something like that on Sundays if we're lucky.
Like from naan?
No, there was like different like take and make pizzas at that time.
Okay. Little Caesars?
I think so. We used to get Little Caesars.
They still had that deal. What is that?
Yeah, it's
Orange
$5.
for $5.
Oh yeah, I like that lake. That's a nice lake. That's really
So
nice.
when you used to go to school, so what happened in school, Anurag?
Nothing.
Your mom would come for like parent-teacher conferences?
That was very embarrassing to have Indian parents to come for parent-teacher conferences.
Why?
Can you turn on the volume?
Thank you, madam. So why?
Indian parents, oh man, like see, a lot of times when Indians come to America, they feel like they don't have their culture, and they feel like they're losing their culture, and they miss India a lot. So then they push it, and like back then they didn't have all the Indian channels, and they just go to the temple for their Indian activities. So they really try to push their
That's a good
culture on
thing.
people.
How is it pushing culture
Well,
on other
just wait.
people? If you're
Well,
at the
the
temple,
story's not
everybody
done.
is at the temple, wants to be at the temple.
I didn't
You're
say
not
that.
pushing anything.
Let me finish.
Okay.
So at the temple, it's fine. I guess we're in the privacy of your own home.
Mm-hmm.
But especially Indian ladies, they take a lot of pride, and they're very insecure, but they take a lot of pride in their culture. Just like our neighbors right now, where they think they're like really like.
Okay, can we not talk about
Important.
neighbors?
Well, Ashato Sharinki are our neighbors.
Okay, so what
Mowgli.
happened in the temple back in the day? These days, no one
Well, the
cares.
temple was fine. It was just when the Indian parents would come to the school. Like, there were very few Indians there, and they didn't do a good job trying. Well, they tried their
How
best.
many Indians you had in your class?
Oh, there was probably like 4 in the whole class or something. Not in even my class, like the whole grade, like 4 or
In
5.
high school?
High school, there was probably 10 in the whole grade at
Oh.
once. But then you would have like 10 or 12 classes. You just have 1 or 2 kids in the class. But in the advanced classes, you'd have like all of them there.
Sure. So what happened? How is it embarrassing? I don't get it.
Well, it's embarrassing because like the Indian parents, especially the ladies, because they're very insecure, would like throw their culture in your face all the time. And the way they would,
Like how?
well, they would wear, first of all, like going to their kids' parent-teacher conference was like a very, very big deal for them. So, you know how like people get dressed up for like Christmas dinner or for Diwali? That's kind of how parent-teacher conferences are for Indian parents back then. So the ladies would like get up in the morning, pick out their best sari, spend
Do
all.
you go to a parent-teacher conference?
Oh,
They
yeah.
wear a sari?
Oh yeah, it was a very big deal for them.
Okay.
So they would pick out their best sari, they'd get all their nicest jewelry out and their makeup and their lipstick and their perfume, and they'd probably spend 2 or 3 hours getting ready. Like, you know, they didn't go to weddings too frequently, but it was kind of like a dress rehearsal for a wedding for them where they'd get ready for it. And like, I guess you want to present yourself nicely at parent-teacher conferences so you don't seem like you're incompetent parents, but they went just a little too far.
Okay.
So let's say, for example, an Indian lady, let's say like my mom, like my
like
mom,
my-
for
yeah,
example.
let's say- okay.
So she would have her best Chingachan salwar,
Silk sari.
silk or chiffon sari, I don't know what it's called. She would go to India Sari Palace and get the best one there.
On Ford Road.
Yep, well, there you knew there was parent-teacher conferences coming up because before the Diwali sale on Ford Road, they had the parent-teacher conference sale. So that was like that's like, you know, Thanksgiving before Christmas. There's parent-teacher conferences before Diwali sales. So they'd load up on some saris because you wanted to wear the best sari for your parent-teacher conferences.
Okay.
So they would get ready and they'd have some shiny clothes on with a bunch of different colors on it.
Okay.
And then they'd get all their bangles out because every Indian lady's got lots of bangles they're wearing. Like, I don't know if they're real gold or fake gold, but they'd have a ton of them on their arms. But they wouldn't have too many. They'd leave enough room so they would move around and make noises. I think in India, like, I don't know.
Hey, you just picked your nose.
It means something.
You just picked your nose. Ew. Look what Daddy's doing.
I put it on you.
Ew. Okay. So what?
So, like, they would wear these chun everywhere, and like, even the plastic ones made a lot of noise. I don't know how. Like, it doesn't matter what the material is; they're just loud. I think that's the requirement to buy it. It didn't matter what the color was; it just had to make a lot of noise when you're walking.
So they would wear bangles to the.
Well, whatever they're called. Yeah.
School?
So they would have to
Okay.
load up on those, and then they'd have to wear their jewelry. I think it was handed down for generations. So they wear all this jewelry on themselves. And then, you know, they didn't have the best perfume, so they put on a bunch of really smelly perfume. And it wouldn't have a subtle smell to it, it'd have a very
Like,
strong...
where would they buy that from? Kmart?
No, they would get it from India.
India, it is a agarbatti in it.
It might, but then they would have, like, I don't know, Charlie number 5 or something like that. I don't know what the stupid name was, but every person would have it. Because,
The same one?
Yeah, because it was the only one they had women's perfume in the duty-free shop. So when they came to USA, they would stop at the duty-free shop and buy the same perfume and keep
You
it
know,
somewhere.
a lot of aunties and, you know, ladies your mom's age might be watching this.
Well,
So,
it's true.
It
And if
might
you...
offend them. So you
It's not
shouldn't be
offending
saying
them,
that.
it's the truth.
You
And they
know, you
go
guys-
in their closet and find this stuff. If they had Facebook back then, I would have videotaped it for you. Well, their kids will
So, you
verify
know,
this.
the kids, you know, they have your kids your age and they all
And they will
worked
agree.
really hard to raise you guys. So you should appreciate that.
And did I
Rather
say
making
that?
fun of them and their
What am I
jewelry.
making fun of? Did I make fun of anything? I'm just saying this is a fact. That they wear this perfume. It's called Charlie number 5. It was in the duty-free shop at Indira Gandhi Airport. And they said, oh, well, I'm going to USA. I was take perfume. So they took the perfume.
Okay.
And then they'd have their oil in their hair ready to go for parent-teacher conferences.
Okay.
And what happened is some of the Indian ladies, yeah, they would get involved in parent-teacher conferences, but some of them would try to get involved in school activities too. Unfortunately, let's say you had an arts and crafts day, they would wear the same clothes no matter what. It was parent-teacher conferences, or just to substitute teach, or just to come by during the day.
Okay.
So when you're sitting in your classroom, the first thing that would happen is you're sitting in your classroom, you start smelling their perfume. And these schools are pretty big, but you can smell their perfume from at least 3 or 4 classrooms away.
So how is that embarrassing? Like, do kids say stuff?
Well,
Like, will your
I
friends
used
say,
to
oh, hey,
say
your
stuff.
mom's here?
well, I used to say that. Yeah, because you would smell it, and like no one knew what that smell was, and like some people would start coughing. Like me, like I was very sensitive to that smell, and I would
So you
start
would
coughing.
start coughing?
Yeah, like, oh man, what's that smell? And you get nauseous and stuff, and some of the kids would start like.
And
getting
you
this-
would know that your mom's coming?
Well, you would know because of the smell, and then you're like, oh well, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just something else, or maybe there was maybe an experiment went the wrong way in science class or something. Maybe some kid mixed some 2 chemicals together. But then you knew it was your mom coming because of the Chun Chun Juriyam.
Oh.
So you'd hear the bangles from down the hall coming, ching ching ching, ching ching ching, ching ching ching. So you'd hear it coming from a mile away. And like the kids didn't really make fun of the bangles because like, well, I guess that's their clothes. And they didn't really make
It's
fun
a
of
part of their costume.
yeah, and they didn't make fun of the costume too much.
Okay.
And they didn't make fun of the perfume because the ones that were awake couldn't really make fun of anything. The other ones just got nauseous or dizzy.
Okay.
But then they did make fun of them if they would have that dot on their head with the rice in it. Now that was tough to explain away. That was tough. Like, why does your mom
That's
have
with
a...
it right, with rice.
Yeah, like why does your mom have a dot? And then put the big dika because they were so excited to go to
That's
school.
called bindi.
Whatever it's called.
It's
And they
not a
put
dot.
rice in
You
there.
need to know that. You're a Hindu.
So that was really tough to explain away. But that was...
So, okay, so she would put a dot and her bangles and jewelry and silk sari, which is beautiful, in my opinion.
Well,
But
not for parent-teacher conferences, and not to the field trip to the local zoo. That's not the appropriate wear. I mean, when you're taking a field trip to the high school from the middle school, you don't need to get dressed up. Or if you're coming in for like the Halloween party, you don't gotta dress up in that costume.
So what used to be your costume for Halloween?
Nothing.
Indian prince?
No, I was no Indian prince, but there are a lot of Indian princesses. No,
Okay.
like I would get like one like crappy mask from like Kmart that was like $2, just put it on, but there was like just the mask and not the rest of the costume. So you wear your normal school clothes and put a mask on, and like then no one wanted to play with you because your costume sucked. And you wouldn't get no candy from the other kids because your costume sucked.
Okay, that's not the right word. Anyway, so you said it was embarrassing if your mom would come to the parent conference dressed
Or
up,
like that, yeah, it was very
or on
embarrassing.
the field trip. So she
Well-
would go to the zoo wearing Indian clothes.
Or whatever field trip the kids would go to, like
No, I
the
mean,
local
whatever
police
field
station.
trip is okay.
Yeah,
But
or
to
they
the
had-
zoo?
Well, even field day outside, it's like, well, you came to volunteer so the kids could play field day activities, and you're wearing 8-inch high heels and all these Indian clothes. How are you really helping them play volleyball? I don't understand. But during parent-teacher conferences, like the Indian parents, they're very focused on their kids' education, and they they want to assimilate into the U.S. culture, so they would take everything personally. So if your kid would get a B+, they would like just go crazy because they want their kids to get all A's. But what would happen is when they were talking to the teacher, they would get very defensive and stuff, and they had a lot of anxiety, so they didn't wear deodorant.
Oh my god.
So they would be sweating a lot and perspiring because they'd be like really nervous about what the teacher's about to say next. So it'd be perspiring like crazy, and then they would have this strong, nasty perfume on, so it smelled like women's perspiration.
Ew, stop it. Okay, anyways.
Yeah,
So
and then
let's talk about...
well, and then when they had their blouse on too, it would get all like wet here in their blouse and stuff like that. So they'd be sweating because like, oh, my beta, I hope he got good grades. My beti, is she topper? And then they would use terms to this teacher like topper and first in class, and the teacher would have no idea what they're talking about. And it became very uncomfortable, the dialogue, because you would get like satisfactory or check plus. And she said, are they topper? Are they topper? And they'd pound the table, I'm on my beta to be topper. And they're like, lady, we don't know what you're talking about. Like, they did good on their tests. And then they're like, are they topper? And they're like, we don't know. Do you want a pizza with toppings? Like, what are you talking about, lady? So it was a very awkward situation back then. And it was tough to assimilate into the culture. And then, you know, they're really trying to fit in, but it was all about grades, and they wanted to impress everybody in India with having their kids as topper. And like, there are no toppers here. And then they fell, man. It was just a tough time.
So you did good in school? Were your parents proud of you? Anyways, how come we always talk about Indian ladies? How about Indian uncles? Were the uncles on the phone all the time too?
Because they were too
Well,
lazy
there were no
to
cell
come in.
phones.
No, that's now when they're on their cell phones. Back then they didn't know how to communicate, and then they would like to sit at home reading the newspaper all day or watching news or something.
Okay.
Like they
Which
didn't
is good.
communicate too well, and it was up to the ladies to communicate and take care of the kids. Like they didn't take care of their kids.
So they would not come to the parent-teacher conference?
No, they'd be sitting at home eating Indian food all day long and like passing gas and sitting there watching the news.
So how would the ladies get to the school if they
Well, that
were
was a big day to drive, and that's why they were so nervous because they didn't really get to drive too much. A lot of people just had one car.
Oh my god. So they would not know how to drive?
Well, some of them didn't have the opportunity to. They just had one car.
Oh. So the dad will stay home and the mom will go?
Yeah, and like, you know, the dads would get distracted by all the lady teachers
So
there
the
too.
dads were perfect. It's just the
No,
ladies
they weren't
who were not.
perfect. They didn't really take care of
like
them.
right now, you know, you go to a park and the dads take the kids to the park, whatever.
Well, they're on their
always
cell
the
phone. And if you go to Cermak, they're like, oh, beta. I mean, I'll go to Cermak, there's this 4-year-old boy, and he's trying to like talk to his dad or watch this when the dad's on the phone and the kid's like lost in the Cermak. I'm like, how are you spending time with your kid, dude? Like, hold their hand at least. If it wasn't for electronics, I don't know what kids would do or Indian dads would do if they didn't have cell phones.
Nice.
I'll take video at Cermak if you want me to, and the kids are trying to spend time with their dads, and the dads are just on their phones.
So it hasn't changed much, right?
No, and the moms are grocery, and the kids would just be, and like, hold your kids' hand, they're 4, they're gonna get
So
lost
why
in the
would you
store.
take your kids grocery shopping?
Well, you can teach them and spend time, you can talk to them, show them how to grocery shop, talk about different food options. When I take Shire Rihanna, they pick out their own fruits, they learn how to do things there, they see, okay, what are we gonna use these ingredients for? You can use it as a learning opportunity, not just talking on the phone and finding out what deals on at Best Buy. You know? Or trying to like rip off somebody with your new IT scam that no one cares about.
Anyway, so we started with your mom. So she was embarrassing, right? Now I'm gonna show this video. I'm gonna send this video to your sister. So
You can send it to whoever you want to. It's true, and all the kids who grow up here
So
would
you
admit
had
to
no
it.
food at home. And
was
your
tough.
mom was embarrassing in the parent-teacher conference.
Well,
and
they didn't
then
really-
also, they would buy you just a mask from Kmart
I know,
for
right?
Halloween.
Yeah.
No costume.
Nope.
So how was Thanksgiving?
Oh, that was the worst.
So would you go to Jagdish uncle's house?
No, we would go to Shashi Sharma's house.
What the heck is that?
So,
Shashi Sharma.
yeah, or Dashera's house. Or
The Shara?
Something, I don't know what their hell name
Anyway,
was.
so what was Thanksgiving? growing
Thanksgiving
up?
was the worst for Indian
Oh.
people. The worst.
Why
Because-
Indian? Like,
Because you would see on TV the turkey dinner with the stuffing and the mashed potatoes.
sure.
But the Indian parents, they were always playing scams. So they'd get you excited. Oh, big time scams. Always playing the scam because they like to eat Indian food and they don't want to go outside and try different things. And so they would make Indian style Thanksgiving dinner.
That is good. I
So,
love it.
well, I don't think you'll love it if I explain to you what it is. You might, maybe you will, but
But
you're
they
from
were
India.
vegetarian though.
No, but they would make meat, so they wouldn't have turkey, which right off the bat kind of sucks because it's Thanksgiving.
Okay, let's not use that word.
Well, they would have like chicken there, like, and then chicken wouldn't be American chicken; it'd be like chicken curry. And then besides mashed potatoes, they'd have aloo sabji. And then besides like green bean casserole, they would just have green bean sabji, you know. And then everything would be Indian. And they say, "Oh no, beta, it is Thanksgiving." And then besides rotis, they would give us some rolls because those were cheap. And say, "Oh look, it's Thanksgiving. Go eat naan play." And it's like, well, how is this Thanksgiving? This is stupid and it's a scam. It was. And like,
So
oh,
there was no cornbread?
please, are you kidding me? The only cornbread we had was Métis Paranto or whatever it was. That was cornbread. And it's like, oh, are we gonna have turkey? Beta, turkey curry? No, it wasn't. It was chicken curry. I know what it is. And why is it curry? Why isn't it real turkey?
Okay.
No taste.
So it would not have any taste.
Nope.
But it doesn't have
That's
any
Indian
taste
food.
anyways. It's
No,
like
okay,
lamb
that's like in
turkey.
Diwali. Let's have a Diwali party, and you know what? I'm ordering pizzas for everyone. Well, that's not Diwali. All right, guys, Diwali party is hot dogs and hamburgers. That's not Diwali. That's hot dogs and that's 4th of July.
Guys, are you listening?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they should be grateful because they get turkey, my kids.
Okay, so let's move on. So that was Thanksgiving dinner at somebody else, Shashi Sharma's house.
Yeah, and the worst thing
Every
was the
year?
corn. Corn was butta. And they would like make an Indian style corn, and then all the parents would eat it all, and the kids wouldn't get
Is it
any.
Michigan City?
No, Michigan City's in Indiana. We're in Paw Paw.
Uh-oh. I really want to stop. Can we stop?
Well, I hope we stop because someone's got to go to the bathroom because it stinks in here. 'Cause someone's, I think mom's passing gas. Silent but deadly.
Anyways. Yeah, we know who's picking his nose right now. Stop it! It's so gross. Anyways, so, you know, this was a very professional video. You just ruined it.
Yeah, it's on Facebook in the car. That's not too professional.
No, it is professional because I
It might
gotta
be
show your
professional
mom.
if you're from SD College.
Anyways, be quiet. So this was Thanksgiving. You know what? We gotta do this all over again because you just ruined it.
That's going to get ruined next time, too.
No. So Thanksgiving, Anurag's Thanksgiving growing
Terrible,
up. going
terrible,
to
terrible.
Shashi Sharma's house. So after dinner, what would you guys do? Play
Sit
some
around and
games
play. Just
or-
run around in someone's small house and bang our heads against the wall.
So what games would you play?
Nothing, just run around. If someone had table tennis, you would play that, watch TV, wait till go home. Then you go outside in the cold and try to play basketball if no one parked their car underneath there.
So your parents won't get mad?
No, I mean, it was outside. I mean, they don't care.
Yeah, they didn't care. They got their food, right?
Yeah, they're eating food, especially Indian parents. They just eat their food from their country and their culture.
Okay, so that was Thanksgiving. So let's move on to Christmas.
Christmas, we would get presents, though. That's for sure. Though we would get Christmas tree and we get presents for Christmas.
What would the presents be?
No normal toys from Toys R Us or Kmart, Coolmart.
Toys R Us. That's pretty good.
Yeah, Toys R Us is kind of expensive, but you get toys. I got toys, so. But we would exchange
Like,
toys.
what
for
would your
presents.
toy be?
Well, first of all, so here's how it worked. You'd get one toy. Let's be clear on this. You would get a toy. You'd get one toy from your parents. But let's say you had your friends come over or some other aunties come
Watch out.
over. You know what you would get? Sweater.
Sweater?
So basically, it was like Christmas for the parents and all the stuff they wanted to get for their kids as far as clothes goes. You get a nasty sweater, or you get some nasty clothes from your in-law, your parents' friends.
No.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and you get like one toy. And you'd be like going through all your presents all excited and you're like, man, there ain't no toys in here, this sucks. And your mommy would be all happy. Oh yes, they need this sweater. Very good. Put it on. Let us see if it's right size.
Would the size be right?
No, and then you'd have to give it to like one of your friends, like Sonny or something. Like, oh, give to Sonny. It's not the right size. Maybe it won't fit him.
So you would re-gift it?
I mean, they'd be right there. And all the presents came from like Kohl's or
So
JCPenney
they'll
or
buy
Sears.
like clothes which fit their own kids?
Oh yeah, and they can just give it back and forth to each other. Go to Sears. You don't even need a gift receipt. You can get it from Sears.
Sears.
And then good glove. Beta, you have hat and gloves. Okay, that's not Christmas. That's stupid.
So how come you don't like buying like casual clothes and around? It's just not.
No, I don't wear casual. I only wear casual clothes on Saturday and Sunday, and I have these. This is so good. Look.
I think the sweater you have it at least for 3 years.
At
And
least.
You wear it like
Probably
every
4 or 5.
single Sunday.
I only have 4 sweaters, so I gotta go. So one on Saturday, one on Sunday, and then the next Saturday or Sunday, so I gotta rotate it through.
Okay.
And these jeans are nice though. I'm not gonna
How
wash
many
it.
pair of jeans you got? Like 2?
3. Nope, I got 1 torn jean, 1 that's a little faded, and these are my good ones. These are my good ones.
These are your good one jeans?
Yep.
Oh my god. Anyways, then you got them on sale?
Well, my wife bought them. I don't know where to buy
From
jeans.
Walmart?
I don't know where to buy jeans from. My wife bought them for me. I don't know where to buy clothes from. I did get some clothes from the outlet mall though by myself. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Very stressful. Very stressful. You know, deal with stupid salespeople.
Can you believe that? I wasted my whole Thursday and Friday
You went to Meijer or you bought your mug?
to see the stupid in-laws with nothing productive to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
Like what? Like
You got
talk
some
bad
good-
about your family? Oh, he ripped me off. He stole my money. You know this.
No one
lady-
stole anything.
Anyways, I don't want to say names, but
Yeah.
you know, I'm not against her, but I don't like her habits. You know.
No one said anything.
Yep. And then like half the people won't show up. They'll only come for an hour.
That's how it is on Thanksgiving. We drove.
In your family, the Tannen family.
Well,
Everybody's messed up in your family.
well, why don't you get on a train? You can go see your family then in whatever city they live in. Oh, hey, look at Chica. Look on the right there. Looks like your dowry's there. Bunch of sheep. I'm still waiting for my dowry.
Hey, what dowry you want?
Some sheep and some cows like I was promised.